Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good morning everyone. Welcome back to our presentation today. In this beautiful occasion, I would like to present about an article. But before we come to the presentation, let me introduce myself. My name is Mutia Hamida. I am from Department of English, Bengkulu University, Indonesia. So, this article is about culture and ELT, Cambodian teachers' perception and practice of textbook adaptation to realize intercultural awareness. This article written by David Name, the Department of English, Northern University, Cambodia. Well, let's check this out. The first part about table of contents. There are some parts in this presentation. There are background, literature review, methods, finding and discussion, and conclusion. Well, let's move to the next slide. First, about background. Nowadays, the language and culture go hand in hand, which means that when we teach a language, we also teach the culture of the language or other language that appear in the textbook being used. This wide recognition of the vital role of culture in a second language teaching has presented challenges for EFL teachers in various contexts. Not only this, but the second language teaching has moved beyond the act of teaching the language itself to accentuate the cultural aspects to which students get exposure in the classroom. Culture plays a vital role in the mediation of the second language learning process. As you know, when we learn about a language, so we also learn about the culture. So language and culture cannot be separated one another. So culture is the part of a language itself. So in this article, the researcher want to search about the Cambodian teachers' perception and practice of textbook adaptation to realize intercultural awareness. Let's move to the next slide. It is about the literature review. Peterson 2004 defines culture as a set of deep beliefs and values, usually live in a group of people in certain countries or regions, and those beliefs and values have impacts on their behaviors and the environment surrounding them. Most international published textbooks exclusively present the cultural contents of the Western countries, which means it is not inherently relevant to the Asian context. Let's see the previous research of this article. It is from Hilliard 2014 asserts that activities in the textbook could not develop students' intercultural awareness, and a conceptual framework of textbook adaptation to intercultural awareness. The issue of teaching culture in ELT is to call for textbook adaptation which can act as the catalyst for textbook to improvements at the classroom level. Teachers can develop textbooks as curriculum transmitters, curriculum developers, and curriculum makers. So, three of this kind is included in this research. And in the end of this article, they will conclude what the relation between curriculum transmitter, curriculum developers, and also curriculum makers towards teachers' perception about practice of textbook adaptation to realize intercultural awareness. Well, let's move to the next slide. It's about the method. The study was conducted in a qualitative approach, provided the general Khmer education program or Chinese language program and English language program. The number of participants are 3 teachers which teach in that school. Instruments in this article are individual interview and also classroom observation. In a while interview, the researcher used semi-structure and recording. Meanwhile, classroom observation, the researcher used descriptive note and also interpretive note. Well, we come to the findings and discussion. From this article, the researcher find out textbook adaptation, perception, and practice. So the researcher find all the teachers perceive the importance of the textbook's development at the classroom level. The teachers usually develop textbooks prior to or during the process of their teaching. So the adaptation is happen in the process of teaching and learning in the classroom. And also cultural integration in the textbook adaptation, perception, and also reality. The teachers provided some example of cultural content. The way people think, sports, architecture, or histories, which these are appeared in the textbook that they taught. So it is a conflict in the textbook when teacher taught the students. And last, the development of intercultural awareness. The teacher remarked that they usually employed certain strategies and techniques, namely comparison and reflection, to help students become aware with their culture. The purpose of this comparison and reflection was to help students discover what cultural aspects exist or not exist in Cambodia. Next, we come to the discussion. As we know, the three teachers subscribe to the belief that the development of textbooks to deal with students' interests and abilities and linguistics challenges is fundamentally needed and support the previous studies. The previous studies indicate that the adaptations of the textbooks have a main point. It is about the curriculum development approach, which means it has more merits in terms of enhancing students' effective and tackling with the linguistic difficulties. Okay, next, given the textbook adaptation or development at the classroom level, the approaches to which teachers can develop their textbook take in a form of curriculum transmission, curriculum development, and also curriculum making. In the textbook, the researcher found that the approach of textbooks differently as a curriculum transmitter, curriculum developer, and also curriculum maker. The textbook development indicated that an aspects such as expediency and the quality of a textbook, work pressure, teacher training, teacher experience, teacher's presence of teaching style, teacher content style, beliefs, and institution policy. So, the textbook development, it is more about the institution policy and also the way teachers teach students with the strategy or teacher style. Next, textbook development is the strategies of each textbook adaptation or development. For example, from Shower 2017, he exploring teachers-driven factors of textbook development, which indicated that aspects such as expediency and the quality of textbook or pressure, teacher training, teacher experience, and I said before, and the last curriculum transmitter. The curriculum transmitter only asks students to reflect on their presence of types of learning environment, and another teacher, as a curriculum developer, just asks students about the famous film directors in Cambodia. For example, in the classroom, teacher asks the students about what is the singer in Cambodia, or what is the most well-known artist in Cambodia, or meanwhile, what is the tourism plus in Cambodia, and another question like this. So the students can propose what is the culture in their class. So what is the conclusion of this article? This paper presents incongruous result between teachers' perception and their practices concerning the textbook development and teaching culture in respect of interculturality stimulated activities. So it means the teachers teach the students about the culture with activities that they conduct in the classroom. Well, my friends, I think that's all the article for today. Thank you so much for listening. Sorry if I making some mistake, and wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Thank you.